Hey, everyone. Can you, the live thing didn't come up yet, so we're going to do, this is what professionals call a little filler. We're waiting for the live thing to come up on LinkedIn so I can send the link to Nett so she can send it to the group so we can have an audience. It hasn't started yet, so we'll wait a
Well,
little bit.
two people joined us somewhere, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's cool. We'll wait.
All right. But
Mhm.
so I'll just introduce the show. So just so those that don't know, this is Inside Your Leaders' Heads. It's the interview portion of my Finding Your Voice series. Finding Your Voice is simply a series where I'm the talking head and I try to say, stuff that, important stuff, things you can learn from. Whether I do or not, I have no idea. But on this show, it's an interview show. And today we have Nett Edwards, and I'm very happy to have her here. And then I'll just basically all the questions I sent you. I kind of
Mhm.
things. It's a little different than your show.
It's
It's a
okay.
little more
Mhm.
directed, but
Mhm.
I'll do very little talking. But I'll put on the questions just to prompt you. And then
Okay.
what's happened very often in the past is the guest is like, Mark, I've already answered that question about 5 minutes ago. It's like, okay,
Okay.
but
Okay.
if you want to elaborate that on that, that's cool. So anyway, yeah, yeah, the link live didn't come out yet. All right, let me see if there's anybody in chat for a second.
Okay.
Ooh, Black culinary history. That's cool. Let's say hi. I'll
Hey.
bring that up. Yeah,
Therese. That's Therese. Hey, Therese.
and then Daryl.
Hey, Daryl. Daryl, you there?
Eh,
Hey.
oh, I gotta get cool too. Here, let's see if I can spell this. Hey.
Hey, girl.
And then we got
And Rhonda's there. Okay.
then we got that's Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't
She
know.
loves your
It says
energy.
R, so I'm like,
Uh-huh.
well, we can go through the A's. That's Rachel, Rajan. I'll go to E. No, I would have got there. Yeah. Yeah, for some, I'm just going to go to the event page on LinkedIn because it never gave me the live thing. So
Okay.
that LinkedIn, oh, is everybody rejoining? Is everybody joining through LinkedIn or Facebook?
I think either they're on Facebook or YouTube because I posted the link in I posted the YouTube link and I
Oh,
posted it. Yeah, so either
cool.
they're
All right. So let
yeah.
me go to my events page just so I can see, because not all the chat comes in the same place. It's kind
Yeah,
of
I
weird.
know. They have to get something. Maybe
Yeah.
we could develop that. Mm-hmm. And make it
Uh-huh.
fun.
That's right. Make
Yeah. Yeah.
millions of dollars.
Because
Okay.
I'm all over the place on my lives too. So we're used to this. We real people. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so Teresa's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Perfect. That was on YouTube. Okay.
And then I want to say, Teresa, forgive me, but occasionally I might
And
say
Rhonda's on
Black
YouTube. Okay, so
culinary
they're all
history
on
because I'll
YouTube.
forget your name.
They're all on YouTube.
Hi, Black culinary history.
You guys know how we do. They are patient because they know how I am. So
Okay,
hey.
cool. So I'll put
Mhm.
on this just so people know where they're at, even though it covers up my name, but it has my website on there.
Oh,
Anyway,
but everybody knows you, Marky.
yes, I
Uh-huh.
do.
Marky
Peace
B.
out. Oh, wait a second. We
Hey.
can start it. And I would like to thank my guest, Nett. Thank you very much. And the show is
Hey.
over. Thanks everybody for showing up. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All right. So let's. I guess we're going to start the show now. Now I have no idea what's going on with LinkedIn. It didn't tell me. It usually goes Mark live.
Let me go to your page on LinkedIn and see if I can find it.
Yeah, because it says I
Yeah.
put the. I wonder if because I put the YouTube thing, it's not showing up there. Could
Mm,
be technical error based on person doesn't know what they're doing. No, sorry.
well,
Oh, yeah, Jeanette's saying, "Are you live?" That's
oh,
weird.
okay. So they're not seeing you on LinkedIn?
No, I don't.
Ah,
YouTube. I don't know why it's not doing that. All right, let me just. I want June to come. The
okay.
YouTube channel. You guys are on YouTube channel. Um,
Mm,
EOC Studios, and you got
mhm.
invite. Okay,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
send that to June. I don't know what's going on. Oh, hold on. Maybe finally.
Uh-huh.
No. Okay. I have no idea. LinkedIn. I'm not going to knock LinkedIn. It's my
No.
main venue, but the live thing's kind of
Oh,
fun.
that's okay. You're gonna have to bring me back because I need another LinkedIn Live to add to my list of credentials.
Okay. Yeah,
Don't worry.
Anyway,
Okay.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just keep going.
There's a link on LinkedIn, but the link on LinkedIn, the link, you're not live on LinkedIn, but there's a link that takes them straight to YouTube on LinkedIn, they're saying. Yeah, it's all right, Mark.
Here, I'm just talking to June there for a second.
Oh, okay.
People are going, how rude. He's on his show, he's live, and he's typing on LinkedIn. Well, okay. Now let's get to the
hey.
Hey, I keep it loose. This is just me. That's how I am. All right. So I'll just remind people where they are.
It's okay.
We're doing inside your leaders' heads, inside leaders' heads, not your leaders' heads. And the reason "don't be a fish trying to climb a tree" is on there is because my favorite quote is from I thought it was Einstein for the longest time. It's about 3 months ago, and it's about if you expect a fish to climb a tree, then the fish will never live up to the potential all its life. So don't be a fish climbing a tree. All right. So anyways, that's where that came from. And then I'm selfish, so I start off, but really and truly, everybody, I am not going to, I won't be talking most of the show. I know it's hard to believe at the beginning of the show, you're going, hey, what the hell? Anyway, so he swore loud. But first I get to say, I'm going to introduce Nett Edwards and why I wanted her on the show. So for most of you that are on, you know Nett, and all us cool people get to call her Nett because on some of her stuff it says Danette. You don't go there, it's Nett. So the reason that like her, she's got a big old heart. Like if you ever go to a fair and then people draw caricatures of people and they exaggerate like the characteristic that they say, and usually it's physical. So if I did a metaphysical one, I'd have Nett would be a giant heart with legs. Oh. And maybe glasses, just so people knew it's you. Yeah. And look, it's a heart with glasses and legs. It's Nett. All right, but that's why I wanted on the show. She's, as you know, I can show it right now, actually. So most people on right now. So she is the leader, founder, mother, maker, whatever you want to call positive attribute of Corona Days Professional Development. That's a group on Facebook. Go check it out. It is awesome. And I can't remember. Did we know each other before I was on your show? I can't remember now.
Yeah. No, well, I wanted you to be on my show because I saw your writing. I saw you were writing. You know what, Mark? You were on everybody's live. That's why I'm so upset now. Now not, but you were on everyone's live in their chats. That's how I met you, because you were always posting on like June's lives and and you were always posting while they were live, and I was like, oh, this guy's writing, and I just clicked to your I should have had my headset on. You know, I live in downtown Baltimore. We always got something going on. And I clicked to your profile and I read something that said writer. And I was like, oh, you want to be a writer? Oh, and then I was like, but he's a tech guy. Wait a minute. And then I said, let's talk. Because you were like some people in my group who you want to do one thing, but you've been doing something else. And I love that you were creative. So I said, let me reach out to him. And you were a different kind of creative because you were creative in the tech. And so I reached out to you.
Cool. Yeah. And then I went on your show, and then and then this sounds like the end of When Harry Met Sally. And then we became friends, but then we worked for a while, and then we became friends again.
No, you know what I just thought about? I don't know why. And they all work for me, and my name is Charlie. You know that?
What's that?
And now they work for me, and my name is Charlie. Do you know where that comes from, Mark? Come on.
What is it from?
That's from oh gosh, now I miss it. The girls, you know, oh gosh,
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels, yeah.
Okay.
And now he worked for me, and my name is Charlie. I don't know why that popped into my head. You know, I'm all over the place. I'm crazy.
That's one of the things I like about you. So that's my introduction, and then
Charlie's Angels.
Similar to your show, only this is a short introduction. And we'll walk through the questions, but you get to introduce yourself. So if you have an elevator speech or something, yeah, that's what this is for.
All right. So you ready? You want me to do that now? All
Yeah.
right.
Well, I don't know. You can run this show.
Yeah, we're real loose and liberal here today, guys.
This is the way all my shows are.
For those of you who don't know me, I am Nett Edwards, Nett. I'm the founder of Corona Days Professional Development Group, and my elevator pitch, which we're going to get into later, but I help people see what they already have in their hearts, their minds, their souls, and their hands to recognize greatness. Because oftentimes people just you don't see your own light, and I usually see light, even if people have tried to dim it forever. I see light in everyone, and I want to help bring that out so that people can recognize their greatness. And so that's what I do.
Cool. So Diana Dimples says CEO. What does that mean? Here,
what did Diana?
Are you like the CEO of? Did I like diss you?
No. She's saying yeah. She's like yeah. No. No. She's not saying you diss me. She's like yeah, CEO.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No shade, no drama. We're all good here.
Gotta keep me in mind.
Hey, Diana.
I'm just a simple man.
Is the CEO of CDP says.
Unbeknownst to the rest of the audience, English is my first language, although it may not.
Really? I would have never thought that. Oh, she said you were listing my traits. And she's like, she was a CEO. Okay,
no, that's perfect. And I don't mind being put in place. Happens. So cool. All right. And then for people unfamiliar, I kind of introduced this in the beginning, but I have a set of questions, but it will be organic. I just like the whole purpose of this is so you get to hear the wisdom from Nett or whoever my guest happens to be, and Nett happens to be my guest today, obviously. So she's gonna lay some wisdom on us. And my big thing in finding your voice is everybody has their own unique voice. And when they find their purpose and their passion and they live it, that just makes a better world for everyone. So all this is about is kind of looking into Nett's head and going, hey, how did you find your purpose? What's your passions? How do you live them? How do people see it? So that's kind of the theme of the show. So anyway. Okay, so now in 3 sentences or less, and guess what? No single guest ever. This is like my 10th show. No single guest has ever made it in less than 3 sentences. So I should just remove that. Just describe your passion. So what drives you, what moves you towards your action. And just so you know, the next one is about purpose. And some people combine those. So if you want to talk about your purpose and your passion, that's cool. I just kind of separate them. Anyway. So
I'm going to say this simple in a nutshell, and I am saying it in one sentence. That my passion is helping others see the greatness that's inside of them. That I'm passionate about that. That's it.
You live it every day, in every way.
I try. Yeah.
Oh no, you don't try. You do it. Now you're dissing yourself. You do it, and that's why I like you so much. It's just like, I mean, everything. I wouldn't have a. Not that it's doing any great shakes. I need to figure out.
We're gonna get
on Facebook because of you. Facebook because of you. I have a YouTube channel because of you, which most people right now are watching from. So, thank you. I mean,
thank you.
You do what you say you do all the time. Now people are going, Nett.
Well, okay, this probably goes into the second question, but I believe that
purpose?
Yeah. Okay. So I always had the desire, and I guess because of childhood, that I wanted to direct my own life. Right. I wanted to be the master of my own life. And I saw so many people who were not the masters of their own life. I mean, we see it every day, right?
Every day, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way life is, whether it's a job or your family or whatever, right? That we weren't the masters of our own life. And then corny, I want to make a difference in the world, right? So I want to be the master of my own life. I want to make a difference in the world. I want other people to be the masters of their own lives, right? And I believe that when you are the master of your own life and you're doing what you're supposed to do, the world is a better place, right?
Oh,
It's that simple, so, but as simple as it is, I didn't realize that. I just realized that in the last 10 months,
oh,
right?
really?
Yeah, like I was living that, but I didn't realize that's what it was, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to help people. I went to school to help people, like I long story short, I went to school for history. Then at the end of that, in undergrad, decided to go for urban policy, but I was in my last semester of undergrad. And so I said, okay, let's just get a master's degree in urban policy, and I'm going to help people in poverty. And I was going to help them by developing housing. So I was really passionate about that, right? I'm going to help people have a better life and empower them by developing housing. Never did that. Ended up like morphing into something else. Then I got into education, and I was going to create equitable educational spaces. And I thought that, I was doing that not as an educator, but as an administrator in education. And so all my work, and I worked in community development and refugee resettlement. So everything was to make someone's life better, right? But one thing I always did that had nothing to do with school or work was I always helped people with their careers. So why I say I didn't realize it until the last 10 months, right? That I was always, from when I'm 19 years old, writing resumes on a word processor for friends, helping people get through an interview, get to an interview, helping people on their job, try to, handle situations they were having in the workplace. And I was doing that forever, right? From 19, I'm 46 now. I'd always been doing it. Yeah.
Dang, I'm older.
Yeah, I'm getting old. Yeah. And so I thought that the way I was going to help people recognize their greatness and how I was going to help the world and make a difference was through working in community development, through working in housing development, through working in education, through working in refugee resettlement and development. And I find out that, no, you've been doing it through career development all these years, right? And that's why I say, like, I just realized it over the last 10 months. That this thing that I had always been doing for people, for my friends, and even I want to say like in 2013, 14, I just posted a post on Facebook and I was like, anybody need a resume, just let me know, I'll do it. I'm going to do resumes on Sundays, and I'll, and all kind of people contacted me I didn't know because someone, sent them the post. And so I thought it was my ministry. Like, okay, let me just help people do that. So so I say that to say, whatever it is you do now, you may not be making money from it, right? But it might be bringing you joy. And it brought me joy to help people get a better job. Like I help people like, oh, you were a cashier and now you got your first job as an administrative assistant. And now that person is a manager somewhere 10 years down the line. I did a resume for someone. It's just funny. When I was writing it during the inauguration for President Barack Obama, I clearly remember writing a resume for this woman for free. I'd never met her. And fast forward to right in the pandemic, she contacted me and said, girl, I've been using that resume for so many times. She's now a high-level director, right? A very high-level director. And she's like, I'm paying you this time because I've used that same resume you wrote me, all those years ago, 12 years ago now. I just tweaked it a little bit and now I want to pay you. So, and she got me like 6 paid clients, so it's interesting that I didn't realize I could make a living doing that, or not just make a living, but make it as big as CDPD is. So I'll let you go on to your next question. So that's it.
Well, you answered them. Show's over. No, by the way, just to catch up on some of the messages. No, that was awesome. I've heard that before and I love it. Basically, June saying you're not old.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, I'll take that.
I never said she was old.
Thank you. No, I said it. I'm older. I've had so many lives. Like I'm getting ready to be interviewed. Shameless plug. I'm getting ready to have my first interview in CDPD, my first presentation in CDPD on my birthday, February 17th. And I selected the person to interview me randomly, and it just happened to be one of my oldest friends, who's Rhonda, who was selected first. And I don't know what question she's going to ask. It's going to be an interview but I've had literally about 10 lives. I mean, like in different countries, in different states, in different jobs, in different relationships. Like, so I do feel kind of old because of that, June. But yeah, I'll take that. I'm not old.
Well, no, I mean, I knew that. I didn't.
Yeah. No, I said I was old. You didn't, Mark.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't say it? Good.
Don't be so critical of yourself. You have not offended me or anyone here. I'm the one who said it.
I didn't think I did. I thought it was just ripping.
It
No,
is.
that's why, like, here, let's see.
Okay, go ahead to the comments. I'll shut up for a minute.
Ripping and ranting with Marky B, so sometimes.
Yeah, it goes everywhere.
Ranting out of hand. I think you answered some of them, but we'll go through them just to make sure.
Okay, it's okay. Cool.
To get the whole big picture.
You want to do comments or you want to?
We did that.
You did that one.
Yeah, and you kind of. Well, actually.
Okay, so let's talk about the events or series of events because this is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because you did it to some, but you didn't really say how. It's kind of like you had it already.
Yeah. Okay.
While you're doing it.
Let's talk about the last 10 months, right?
All right.
Well, let's talk about the last 16 months pre-pandemic, right? Pandemic in March. So we are now in January. So let's just say actually October 2019, 2020, 2019. I was probably at the point where I was almost coming out of a terrible rock bottom. Like I was starting to come out of a terrible rock bottom. Like I had like hit rock bottom probably October 8th and, was starting to realize, I realized I was in that rock bottom around the beginning of October and was trying to come out of it. And what was my rock bottom? So no, I'm not on drugs. I'm not a drug addict or alcoholic or anything like that. But I suffer from PTSD, anxiety, and depression, all related to a bunch of things that happened to me while I was living in Africa. And so I've been suffering from those things since I came home. I really realized I was suffering from them in around February 2019. And so lived with this depression and, going to doctors and trying to figure out what I was going to do and medication, but really hit like a rock bottom in October of 2019. And then I'm coming out of it slowly. Like when I say slowly, I mean very slowly. When I say rock bottom, I mean like, am I going to get up today? I'm not really doing more than going to the doctor or stuff like that. Or, my mom was actually getting chemo. So I was doing the things that I had to do and that was it. And then the pandemic hits. And right before the pandemic hit, like a couple of weeks, I just moved back to the DC area because I was at home with my mom. Since I'd returned from Africa, and I had just moved back to the DMV area, and then the pandemic hit, and people started to contact me. And one of them is the same woman I said I'd done the resume for her 12 years ago, and she was one of the first who people started contacting me, asked for help, and then it was like a lot of people started to contact me and ask for help. And we were sheltering in place and people started to ask me, can you help me with a resume? Do you know about a job? Do you know someone here? Like stuff like that. And it started to like perk me up. And so that is what got me out of that funk. And then CDPD, everyone knows this story. The 53 people were asking me for help. I start the Facebook group, and then the Facebook group turns into CDPD, Corona Days Professional Development Group. And so the last 10, I would say, 16 to 18 months is really, really defines why I am here with CDPD. It was like, I think the timing of everything was perfectly. The timing of me realizing I was at this rock bottom in early October, leaving New York because my mother was now better and I could leave and come back to a place that yes, I could come back to the DC, Maryland area, a place that I love and have called home for over a decade. And then the pandemic hits and people need me. And I like to be needed. And it helped me get out of this. So I know that's a whole lot.
No, it's not. So let's explore that a little, though. So
Okay.
do you think it's just the being needed, or it seems like you get juice from helping? So they're kind of opposite sides of the same coin, but I think you get as much or more helping people as being needed.
Needed, yeah. No, I like to help people, but I like to help people become better people, right? So, you know, I could do like transactional help. I could, you know, give a homeless person $10, but that doesn't make him a better person. And it's like a momentary feeling of something good. And even that happened. Yeah, something. Yeah, right. Something like that happened early in the pandemic. So before I actually started CDPD, Facebook had a place where you can go and you can say, if you need help, I'll give you help, right? And you could post up, or you could put your zip code in, and it would pull up people who said they need something related to COVID. And a woman posted that there were all kind of people who needed stuff. This is when we didn't know anything about this pandemic, when you were really scared to go out. You didn't know if you should wear a mask or whatever, gloves, whatever. This is in March. And a woman says, I just had a liver transplant, and I'd like lemons. I'd like someone to buy me lemons, ginger, turmeric. It was like little things. And she said, I'm unable to get all these things on Instacart, and I'm immunocompromised. And she was not far from me in DC, and she immediately touched me because my father died awaiting a liver transplant. And so I said, oh, let me go do this for her. So I went and I did it. But Mark, I was scared like shit. I was scared. Okay.
That's okay. You can say that.
Okay. I was scared. Okay. Because one, I'm still dealing with my own PTSD and my own anxiety around being out with people. I was Instacarting before the pandemic. Okay. So I'm going to the market for her. I got gloves on. I got everything on. This is when people were like, "Oh, you should sanitize your groceries." You didn't know what to do. You didn't know what you were supposed to do. So I get her all the stuff, and then I have to drop it in front of her house because she can't come to the door while I'm there. It's just crazy. And I felt good until I got in my car. It was over. Right? That was nice. I did that for her. And then when I needed to do something more, and so I was helping people for CDPD. I decided to start the actual group, and I posted our group in that same Facebook place. And I said, this is a different type of help being offered, right? If you need help with a resume, if you need help with your career, contact me. And then I even posted up one, this is a different kind of help being requested. If you want to help me help other people with resumes and this and this and that. And I posted that. And so I know that's a long drawn out thing, but it is the difference between like that momentary, like, it was nice for me to help her and it resonated with me because of my dad. But after I gave her the groceries, I was like, all right, I didn't feel like I was part of the solution or part of helping our world become better because of this pandemic. And CDPD allowed me to do that. So
maybe, so when I originally started this series, I think this is 7 or 8, I can't remember. Might even be 10. That'd be cool. But one of the guests, I think it was Jeff Clark, he brought up his thoughts on purpose and passion. Now that's why I added purpose. I'm like going, I think I'm as interested, if not more, in purpose as I am passion. So when I'm listening to you, what I was thinking, I mean, I was listening and I was also thinking, but what I was thinking is so even though like the need shows up differently, that people need you, so that might be your passion. And then your purpose, when you put those together, that's where that juice comes. So I think one of your passions is people needing you and then helping people.
Mhm.
But the purpose, like CDPD, I almost said it wrong.
Okay, everybody gets twisted.
Yeah, Corona Days, professional development.
Group. Yeah.
Go to Facebook groups, CDPD. But when you have your purpose, so I think your purpose, and CDPD is a good vehicle for it,
Mm-hmm.
is helping people grow. And yes, they need you, but when you intervene, they leave better than before they met you.
Yeah, and then it is my hope, although I've only said it one time. I said it recently. I did a coaching session for a woman this week, and she says, I want to pay you. And I know she's not in a position to pay me. Also, everyone knows I have just started to say I'm going to be a paid strategist, career strategist, right? And I said, no, just pay it forward. You know, like just do it for someone else in some way. And so that, yeah, and I just believe that it's gonna make the world better, right? So I'm pursuing this that makes me feel good and helps me to help others recognize their greatness. And all of them won't do it for other people, but a lot of them will. And it just makes the world better. And also I'll say this about I myself, as I say, I didn't see a lot of what I had inside of me, right? Other people saw it. And I remember vividly in 2011, 2012, I had done a training at work. And I'd done a training for not just my team, but all of the teams, all of the operations teams in the organization. And after the training, I got so many accolades from not just the people who were under me, but people who were above me, and they kept saying, "You are a master trainer," and I didn't think about that was a skill that I had. I just started to think backward recently, and that was the first time I really realized that, oh yeah, I am a really good, I really can teach a concept to people, was that training. And then I thought about other times I'd done it, and yeah, I'm a really good trainer, but I don't train in CDPD. You'll notice that I've never done a CDPD presentation by design, because when I started by design, I have not done one. I have a lot of my former my team members my former team in CDPD. And when we first started, I remember that we had a presentation. It was Leander Howard. And he's excellent. He was great, but we want to see you. When are you gonna? And I said, no, this is not going to be about me. This is going to be about all the other people who come into the group.
Right.
And that's why I've never done a presentation. If that makes sense.
You're going to do it in other venue, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to eventually do it, but okay. I knew that this group started with people who know me, and many of them knew me professionally, right? And so they were waiting for Nett to come up and do a training and have everybody laughing and doing what I do in a training, and you not realizing that I teach you this concept that you didn't understand because you had fun with me 3 days. Right. You know? And I didn't want that. I wanted that other people came in and shine their light, and it didn't come about me. So yeah, now I'll jump in 2021, but initially, no, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Especially when they were saying he's great, but what are you coming? Nope.
So are you going to jump in the CDPD format, or is there going to be like a Nett Edwards Network?
No. I'm going to do it in CDPD. Okay. You know, like if a topic will come up and I'll train on it, much like how I said, what do you want to do, Mark? Do you want to come tell us your story, or do you want to lead a training? So for me, the first thing is I'm coming to tell my story, but I'm allowing myself to be interviewed, which I don't even interview anyone. You know, I let you guys kind of free fall. I just ask my 3 questions. So I'm going to be interviewed. And that's the first sharing my story. And then eventually I'm going to lead a presentation on something or a bunch of them. But no, I'm not branching out. The things you will not see from me, I am not going to have a subscription service. Okay, everybody, I'm not going to have a subscription service. I am not going to be live on LinkedIn every day with a video. Like a lot of things that everyone else is doing
Right.
is not the stuff that I can do because it's just not, it's not me. Right.
Right.
But I'll be doing some things.
Oh, I know. And I look forward to it. So oh crap. I had a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember what it is now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank
Diana
had to leave.
Diana. She said she had to jump off. She'll
Yeah.
come back. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's cool. Just come back and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I remember what I was going to say. So, 2 things to the audience and anyone who sees the replay. If Nett comes after you and asks you to appear on CDPD, you better say yes, or I'm coming after you. But one thing to know is it's not really an interview. She tells you you're going to tell your story, and then she gives you some prompting questions. And so it was almost like when I got on there, she basically go, yeah, here's the 3 questions, go. I'm
yeah,
like,
okay.
What do you mean go?
But
am I gonna? But then, of course, being me, I was like, blah, for about like 30 minutes.
You went, and you know what? And Roger's there. She loved it. She's like, I love Mark, right? Let me tell you something. One thing I always knew, and this actually comes into play for CDPD, is since I was a child, people always told me everything about them. And
really?
Yeah, people always talk
just
to me.
Walking down the street and go, hey, I don't know your name, but
yes.
Born outside of Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, like, and a couple of guys I dated was like, "What is this with you?" Like every nut cake, every nut, every fruit, is gonna come up to the net and start. It's like it was something on me, right? So people would tell me, and I realized
it's your soul, it's your nature that you convey to the world, which is actually the next question. But keep going.
Oh, I felt so. I realized in my 20s, and I used to even have a quote on it on my AOL signature about so that long ago about it was something like, and I wish I could find it, but it's like the greatest thing we can do for a person is to hear their story, right? So this is the single most greatest thing. I'll have to Google it to find it, but that is CDPD. So I believe that everyone has a story to tell, and so I'm not Oprah. I don't have a team of people, investigating Mark to come up with the best 5 questions to ask or 10 questions. So because I can't do that, people will always tell you all their deeper secrets. Yeah, see, she remembers. This is true. People tell me everything. I could go get a haircut from a woman just walking off the street, and next thing you know, we're hugging and kissing, and I'm telling her, I know everything. So fine. So I can't, I don't have Oprah's team, investigating you for the questions.
Right.
But I want to maximize the half an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever time you give us. And the best way for me to do that is to say, hey, Mark, I have a group of people who many of them are unemployed, historically underemployed, but almost 99% of them are unfulfilled. Right. What would you say to them? What story do you have to say to them? And then you come and do it. Right. So that's how it is.
That's pretty awesome.
My 3 questions answered. Marginalization, what would you tell your younger self? And what's, one thing you want us to take away from today?
That I'm funny. No, I'm no, I was just thinking when you said Oprah investigation team, like I think that interview would have gone a lot differently. Hey, Mark, remember that when you were a junior in college?
Yeah,
no!
Right? Imagine if I did, then I could ask you this question, and you're like, wait a minute, I thought they expunged that case. That was supposed to be sealed.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen I don't even know what the commercial's for. This guy's being interviewed by Zoom.
And
then they're about to hire him. But then this lady goes, so tell us about, they did an internet search on him, and there's all and he goes, those were expunged.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm kind of like, what have I done in my past?
Yes.
Like, no, I was young.
Anyway, so that's why I don't interview.
All right. So this one, actually, you already hit on this a little, but let's talk a little more about it. So you definitely have an impact, which is one of the reasons I wanted you on the show. Just you described how CDPD came about and how, yeah, people just come up to you and tell their life story. Hey, their person looks open. Hi, person I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Here's my life. But no, how do you describe how people in the world around you see you live this every day in every way? So you already described a lot of things, but maybe think of the last few instances, like where you helped people. If someone's in need, you help them, and how they see you, or how they came to you because you are who you are. If that makes sense. It's like, how do people see you? Like, how do you see people see you?
So outside of social media, so let's take it off of social media and let's talk
Okay,
about people. Not that everyone on social media is not people, but people actually seeing me in my day to day.
Yeah.
One of the things that people see about me, and let's talk about the workplace, is that they know I care, right? So they know that I care because now I listen and I talk about this. I talked about this on a couple of podcasts, that a couple of interviews, that I'm 46 now, probably up to 40. I really didn't listen as much as I should have, right? Until I was about 40. So I listen.
What was that? Just kidding.
But even when I wasn't a good listener to people, part of the reason I didn't listen is because I could figure things out very quickly through body language or just observing the interaction. And so you don't need to tell me, I already knew it, right? Get to the point where I was one of those like, right? So, but I care about people. And so they always knew that I cared about them in the workplace because I've been a leader since I was 27, right? So I've held a director title, or if it wasn't exactly director, I was running the place, right? Since I was 27. But I was never a typical leader. I always wanted people to do better. And so people know that I'm fair. People, how do they see me? They see me as someone fair. They see me as someone who cares. They see me as someone who wants the best for them, right? And that just... And I know this because people tell me anytime I leave a job, I get so many messages from my team, and then even my peers' team. And those are the things that they say, that we knew you cared. You were really fair. You really wanted us to do better. You really helped me with this. And people tell me stuff I don't even know that I helped them with something. So that's how people see me. And I hope that they continue. I hope that they're seeing me like that in CDPD and in Clubhouse and in LinkedIn. And I'm trying to show up and be exactly the only thing I know how to be, which is Nett,
Yeah.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Oh, what'd she say? Let me go back to chat. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Of course, so before, when you were talking about people, Barbara Streisand came to my head, and I want to go, people, you need people. Of course, now
to just play it.
Now that we just said, oh yeah, I know, I got to get better at production.
Yeah, you're the music
doing production and the questions at the same time. But then now that we brought Rhonda on, it's like, help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. Okay, anyway.
And Rhonda's favorite is Barbara Streisand.
Oh, really?
She loves Barbara Streisand and the Eagles. She's like, stuck in that period.
So, slight disclaimer, I apologize for ruining Barbara Streisand song. I can sing, but I can't sing like Barbara. One, I'm a guy, and two, I'm into rock and roll. So anyway, sorry about that, Rhonda. Anyway, so this question came up because there's some people who believe. Oh, did you see that? It's like, do you think passions and purpose change throughout your life?
I do.
Okay.
Yes. So.
All right. So there we go. And then the next question.
Yeah, I do.
No, I was kidding.
No. So there was a time when I was just passionate about school, right? So I don't know if you know, Mark, but pretty much everybody knows I didn't finish high school, So, and this is something I just started sharing in the last 12 months, last 10 months. I didn't finish high school. I got my GED. That's a whole nother interview. At 16. And then my mom said, "Oh, you have to go to college." I went to college. And then as soon as I got what I thought was a decent job, I stopped going to school. By the time I was 19, I was back in college. And however, by then I had my own apartment. I was an adult. And so
Right.
I had to work and I had to go to school, and it was difficult, you know? And
Yeah.
so for a lot of years, my passion was I just need to finish school. And I did. I finished undergrad, but I finished undergrad late. I was 25 when I finished. It was 24 when I finished undergrad. So it was, later than others. Then I went straight to grad school right after that, as I needed to catch up. And so that was what it was. I was just like, I gotta get the education. I have to get it. I have to become better.
Right.
Then it was, oh, I'm going to save the world through community development and housing development. And I lived and breathed that. And that was what I was going to do. And I did all these internships in that. And then I was on all these community groups because I was going to, buck the establishment and redevelop the whole of New York, right? I was going to do all of that. And then I said, oh, I am passionate about ensuring that that children in urban environments are going to have they're going to have access to good education. And though I'm not an educator, I'm going to do it by making sure they have the correct funding in place, that they do what they need to do, the teachers have resources. And that was my thing. Like, you couldn't tell me anything about running the school.
Right.
I was, outside of the work, I was on every committee that you could be on. But through all of this, I was always still helping people with their career development on the side for free. So while all those things that I thought, and I was passionate about all those things, right? That all, my energy went to different places. So I think our passions can change and our purpose can change. But if I think about at the core of all of those was to help people recognize their greatness and become better people, whether it was, helping people in a low income neighborhood in the South Bronx organize to advocate for their rights so that they can have better housing, right? That was helping them to see what they have inside of themselves and what they have in their hands so that they can use to become better, whether it was in a school, right? And so I think, yeah, they can change, but I believe that at the heart of it, the core of passion, the core of your passion and purpose, I think they will be, if not the same thing will be at the core, there will be something that resonates, or you'll see that it can be pulled through everything you're pursuing. So the way you're pursuing it might be totally different. But when you go back and think about it, that at the core of it, like at the core, someone may say at the core of me is service. And yeah, kind of. But remember, I bought the lady the groceries versus actually help. So yeah, at the core of it is service, right? So I just think that they can change, but I don't think they'll be on polar opposites. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
Oh no, I mean, other people think differently, but I think that too. I think they evolve. I think probably, I don't know, I'm going to take a swag, maybe at the age 12, 13 or whatever, they're kind of locked in, but then they can evolve, like you said. Yeah. So, yeah, I think they do evolve. But, yeah, once you lock in, you see it as a flow throughout your life.
Yeah.
And then they evolve and get better and more fulfilling.
I mean, we didn't even talk about my Africa stuff, but I go to Africa for vacation, and next thing you know, I adopt a school.
I know. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, this is, no, this is that's it exactly. I went for my birthday, and I end up visiting a school, Cherry Educational Center, Cherry Children Educational Center in Kenya, and I think I end up sponsoring 4 of the children there. But it's my school. Anything they needed, I went back with over 50 books. Like, I try to get people to help. So it's just like, but same thing. Now I want to have all of these children in this school to recognize their greatness through, getting an education, through eating, because much of them, so it's just like, it was there. It was just different ways I was actually pursuing it. But I think it all is the same. But yeah, so that was Africa. I mean, there's a lot about Africa. We just have to. I have a couple of interviews, and I'll string them together. You guys will hear my whole life. Yeah, because it's gonna take a little while,
In other words, come see more of Nett, not on this show though.
Yeah.
So then we go to
A whole lot.
now you get to talk about, and you talked a little bit about this already,
Okay.
but the present. What are you most passionate about right now in your life, and how does this feed your purpose?
The present I am most passionate about right now is CDPD, right? Corona Days Professional Development Group, Baltimore City Corona Days Professional Development Group.
Oh, really? Got one specific for Baltimore?
Yeah, and
okay.
and Career Mentor Days, DAZE. So those are the three things I'm most passionate about, and they're very much the same, but they're each unique in their own way. So we know about CDPD. Baltimore City Corona Days Professional Development Group is the proposal that I pitched to an organization called Baltimore Corps to see if I would receive an Elevation Award, which is a $10,000 planning grant that comes with 11 months of technical assistance and program development assistance to assist social entrepreneurs. I received that. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm very excited about it because it brings me back to the original reason I went to grad school, to help the most vulnerable people in communities, right?
Yeah.
So in Baltimore City Corona Days Professional Development Group, I have to specifically help residents of Baltimore City, right?
Yeah,
and my project is, Baltimore City has like one of the highest, the lowest high school graduation date rates, some of the highest poverty rates. I think the highest in Maryland, maybe rural is worse. We have terrible crime, homelessness. We have a lot of issues that many urban cities have. They still have, but we have, like, compared to like the 80s in other cities or the 90s in other cities. So the program in Baltimore City is very much like CDPD, but there's going to be a mental health component of it, because I do know that there is, whether it's if I suffer from imposter syndrome, what of the person who just got a GED last week and they're my age,
right?
Or the person who has had a high school diploma but has only worked in Walmart for the last 20 years, right? So there is a certain amount of anxiety and depression and imposter syndrome and all those things, dealing with underemployment and unemployment. So we have a mental health component of it. We'll have a career development component, very much like CDPD, with training and then connecting people with career coaches. And then the third piece is an actual mentorship piece, where we will be pairing up people with mentors. And I'm looking for my mentors to be people who live in or work in Baltimore City, but I want to tap like Under Armour, and we have McCormick, which is they make like pepper and salt and the spices.
From Chicago, where the McCormick Center is.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I want to tap the industries like SunTrust and Wells Fargo have regional centers here. Like I live in between SunTrust, and I park in SunTrust. That's where my garage is. I live right between their regional, like one regional center is on here and one is there, and I'm in the middle, right? My building. So I want to tap those people and have them be mentors to people in Baltimore City. So that I'm very excited about, because it
how do people get with that? If I'm in Baltimore and I'm one of those people in need, how do they get a hold of you?
I don't know yet, because I'm
okay.
I'm not sure, but this is the program. The program is 3 pillars. It is the mental health, the career development, and then the mentorship. But I believe that more people want to be a part of the solution than we think. And they need opportunities to become part of the solution. And so I believe there are people right now, working right next door to me in SunTrust, who would love to mentor a person that lives in Baltimore City who is trying to do better for themselves. And I
Right.
will figure out what kind of program I develop to make that happen. So that I am super, super passionate about that. And then the third is Career Mentor Days, which is I started this club on Clubhouse called Career Mentor Days because DAZE, it's always the days. And what I say is many of us, we all need a mentor for our careers. And many of us never had one,
Right.
And it's because of it, we are out here in the days, DAZE. And so I created that space so that people who want to mentor can come into that space. People who want a mentor can come into that space. And so you
get
can,
an iPad.
right? You got to get an iPad. Yes.
I know I don't have any Apple stuff. Sorry, people. I'm weird that way.
As soon as you get one, I'll pull you right in. You
Okay.
can come into the space and say, I don't have the time commitment to be a mentor long term, but I'm going to come into your rooms, Nett, and I'm going to give the knowledge that I know for the half an hour you have your room. And that's a mentor, right?
Yeah.
But there may be people who say, hey, I can be a mentor and I'm willing to commit 6 months, and I am well versed in this, and this. And so that's the way I'm pulling it off of Clubhouse, and not just pulling it off of Clubhouse, but pulling it off of Clubhouse to really establish a real program. And that's my baby. And so you won't see a subscription service for me, but that is my baby. Through and
We're going.
Yeah,
what is she got to get a subscription?
That is no, because everybody keeps telling me you need a subscription service, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this. So that's
right.
my kind of it's mine. It's not Corona Days, because Corona Days is a nonprofit.
Right.
Right. Career Days is mine. It's Nett's. So and Clubhouse, I just got it last week. Yeah, last week I got it, and club. I keep calling it the Clubhouse. And we have members, Mark. We have 385 members and 30 people are following us.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys need to come on if you want to be a mentor, if you need a mentor, you want to share your knowledge. So that's what I'm passionate about. All right, next question. Is that it?
No, there's a couple more. The last one is you get to we're not there yet. You get to shameless promotion.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, this is just the way my work. Franchise is the wrong word, but if this works in Baltimore City, we gotta go to other cities with it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so Mark, that is exactly what I want. So yeah, I want to do that. Now, this is the thing. Many people I respect told me, I love what you're doing in CDPD, Nett. However, you need to whittle that down to a specific market, a more sexy customer or client, and then I can help you get funding. And then you can this, that. And what they wanted me to do was say, oh, I'm only going to deal with youth, either 18 to 24. I'm only going to deal with recent college graduates, or I'm only going to deal with Black women, or I'm only going to deal with Latinx. And I was like, hell no, that's the problem. There are so many programs out there that are only for Black women, only for women, only for youth, right? But what about everyone else? So this Elevation Award gave me, because I suffer from imposter syndrome like everyone else. I suffer from, what I'm doing is not, only I see value in this. And then people who I respected was like, you can't do this unless you whittle this down. Well, Baltimore Corps heard me say, everyone can benefit here. The only requirement for this program is they live in Baltimore because it's money specifically for Baltimore, right? So I don't want to say legitimized me, but it definitely helped me say, hey, if this works, which this is going to work, then there are communities in Houston, there are communities in Chicago, there are communities in LA, there are communities in New York that we can recreate this in Chicago, in Michigan and Detroit. So yes, so that is something that I'd love to do once we get the right formula. Right. I'm not a program person, so I'm working with people who are going to help me design the program. I'm going to talk to people who would actually do focus groups with people who would actually get services from the program to make sure what I'm offering is what So we hope to scale as a nonprofit, right? We hope to.
Well, when you get there, let me know. I'll help.
Yeah.
So, um, so the last question before the shameless self promotion is just kind of all. I mean, you've already offered so much to everybody, but if you could like sum up into one or two things, like what advice or suggestions do you have for our audience about finding their and living their purpose driven by their passion?
Um,
Lay on knowledge, baby.
everyone says this. Everyone says this, but it's so true. What is it that you enjoy doing and do well? Think about those things. And then, of course, think about the things that people always come to you for advice in, help in, right? Ask you to do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in the workspace, we're doing so much that is not really on our job description, and people pile these things up on us. And,
Right,
and they're piling them on you because you do them very well, right? Or you like doing them, or you've expressed interest in doing
right,
these things, and they consistently come to you for these things. You don't get accolades, by the way, for doing them. The accolade is they give you more of it,
right,
right? Think about all of those things and begin to see, can you make a living from those? Can you make side money from those? Or can you just get happiness from those
right,
things? Right. And that is what I'm going to give everyone. Like it does. I did not go to school to do anything that I'm doing right now, right? Because everyone's first thing is, oh, I need to go back to school. But no, think about what brings you joy. Think about what you enjoy doing. I would have never thought that I would ever be planning a business in career development, even though I've been working in career development since I
right.
was 15.
It just came organically, and we're
Yeah.
so glad that whatever God, higher power, whatever watered the Nett tree, we are so thankful because you're awesome. So before we get to these shameless self promotion, I always like to, what you said just leads right into it, because I don't think people know this. Um, Drum roll. So the one and only unique, authentic you, that is your genius and your superpower. That's my
Mhm.
gift to everyone.
Mhm.
And you, whoever you are, that's your gift to everyone else.
Yeah.
And by the way, um, if you have not seen America Ferrara's TEDx talk
Mhm.
about her superpower,
All
you
right.
have to go see it. It is amazing. You know who she is, right? She did the
Yeah.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, Ugly Betty, Superstore. Yeah.
I always think about her with the braces.
Yeah. But it's just awesome. It's an awesome TEDx, and it's all about that subject. And
Okay.
so now we come to the part of the show near the end where dun dun shameless self promotion. Plug. You first and then me. So
So,
Nett Edwards, what do you want to plug? Baltimore City, the
oh,
clubhouse
just
thing,
us.
whatever you want.
Yeah, Corona Days Professional Development Group. Just come on.
Okay.
You can catch us at coronadayspd.com. That's our website, which leads you to all our social media. Corona Days Professional Development Group on Facebook. If you would like to join us, either because you
Oh,
are
what is that? Give me that again. I'll type it in for you.
coronadayspd.com is our website. Uh-huh. And
Is
Corona Days Professional Development Group is our Facebook group. And you can join us if
this
you
correct?
coronadayspd.com. That's us, yeah.
All right. Check it out. All right.
And it is like, you might say, hey, I have a job. Yeah, well, maybe you might want to come and share some information with us. But if you're unfulfilled, or you're looking for a little more out of your career, come visit us. You never know. And if you're on Clubhouse, I am Danette Edwards on Clubhouse, or at Liberal Realist. And you can search Career Mentor Days. Of course, on LinkedIn, I'm Danette Edwards. So yeah, come on out. Yeah,
You're just like so nonchalant.
we
Yeah,
may no, we may,
I know. No, it's just fun.
and if we're not for you, that's fine. I don't mind. Like if we're not for you, then you say, you know what, this is cool. I like, I respect it, but it's not for me. Check us out.
No, you should check it out. It'd be good. All right, and now it's my time, and we're not done yet, but I get to plug a little.
Okay.
So this show you've been watching is Inside Leaders' Heads. I will be moving, so Monday will be my last show until second Saturday in February. My guest on Monday is someone that was introduced to me by our current guest. I will give her 2 clues after I finish this plot. I'll give her 2 clues and see if she gets it.
All
But
right.
she'll probably get it. No, I'll give her 3 clues, but she'll probably get it by the first clue. Anyway, so Monday 3:30 p.m. PST, Saturdays 12:30 p.m. PST. You can catch me on LinkedIn, Mark Vancouver. That's my thing. Facebook group Einsteins of Creativity. I will be contacting our guest because I'm not doing a very good job on that, and I just need some help. And then the YouTube channel, most of you are watching from there, EOC channel, EOC Studios, and then my website, eocstudios.com. It's in work, I could say. You could go check it out, but it's pretty bad right now. Anyway, so I guess on Monday, here's the 3 clues, and I'll go slowly.
Okay.
Publishing.
Oh, I know who it is.
Okay, who is it?
It's Joe.
Yeah.
Joe Sauer.
You got it in one.
I love it. Okay, I'll be in there. What time? I work now.
Yeah. So it's 3:30 PST, 6:30 EST.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm off by then. Perfect.
Yeah.
Joe Sauer.
He's my last show until
he's a cool guy.
Stuff. So I just wanted to thank you so much. This was great.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
I love you so much. You're just a great person. You're just always there to help everybody. And I thank the people for coming and people seeing this on the replay. And you know what happened? I think I know what happened on the LinkedIn. So anyone who's doing LinkedIn events, do not put any broadcast links on the event page.
Right. Oh,
because that'll get rid of the LinkedIn Live. So I'm not even sure LinkedIn. Yeah. This was on LinkedIn, so that kind of sucks because that's where most of our. So my bad. I'll get on there replay somehow. And then I always like to end with, and you can hang out. We can hang out after we go live and talk. But this is my tagline: "Living your best life creates a better world for everyone." So find out who you are, be who you are, live who you are every day in every way, and the world will be a better place.
Yes.
So I just wanted to thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
You want to hang out a couple minutes later? I don't know if you have time, but I'm going to finish up. And actually, I could end it with this. Come on, the Days Professional Development. Go there. All right. And that's how we'll end the show. Thank you, everyone.